subtle benefits for the low back, right? Now, moving on. Next Lionflow series is called the Wood series. So it takes the body feeling all tight and brittle at the same time. Tries to give us the strength of a healthy tree. You know, if a limb can't bend in the wind, it breaks right off, right? So the idea of the sequence is to draw circulation into, you could say, the less circulated areas of the body where it gets really meaty, and we have to do a lot of work to actually even get circulation into those hip joints, into those shoulder joints. So the series works to just instigate circulation to the right parts of the body to make us feel more at our optimal level, right? Without wearing us out. So the Wood series, separate the feet just smaller than a warrior stance. So a good way to judge that is about the distance of your elbows, right? If you can see that. Now, keeping the feet straight best you can. Keep the hips straight as well. So don't turn your butt back or forward. Push the knees out, like over the big toes. Now it's okay if the feet want to turn out a little bit at this point. That is perfectly okay. You're going for ankle compression, but not tearing ligaments. It's not what you're going for. All right, now hand on top of hand. Just sink down with a straight spine to your tolerance. If you start leaning forward, you went too deep. Straight spine, low back should feel comfortable. And then breathe to your belly. Push the knees out. Sink some weight back into the heels. Keep breathing, nice, even pace. One more breath, sink to your tolerance. And next is crow. So you sink all the way down. Turn so you can see hands are on the ground. This is a different version of crow. So try to hit the inside of your thighs with the knees and lean forward low to the ground. Just let the elbows bend. Stretch the chin forward. And when your feet feel light, just point the toes back. Try to let the knees spread without resistance. Elbows pushing them apart. Chin up, toes back. Breathing like nothing's going on. Now the second half, I will just do the first part. Never mind. And the last breath. See if you can push harder and keep breathing. Good. Now goal over time would be able to hold the low part and the harder high part for the same amount of breaths. Right, next is hero pose. In this form, the toes are turned under and it feels awful, but it has purpose, right? So toes turn under, spread the knees wide, sit on those heels, and try to tuck your tailbone like a dog with the tail between its legs so you can get those heels to the back of your hips instead of the bottom. At that point, you should feel more stretch in the whole front of your hip and thigh, and you start to spread the hands to your tolerance, right? Once you've reached that tolerance, just lift the chest through, drop the head back, and keep breathing through the nose. If you're still comfortable, you want to try for more, you bend the elbows toward the ground. Once the head touches, you tuck the chin, and you flip the palms up toward the ceiling. Just a few more breaths now. Walk or slide the hands forward. Lift the hips up. Now feet a foot apart. We've done this before called gorilla pose, but not this variation. Step on just the tips of your fingers. You can bend knees as much as you need to. Again, just tips of the fingers on the feet a foot apart. Now, palm the top of your toes as you step on the fingertips. So you're squeezing and stepping. Now lean into those toes as you squeeze them. Lift the chin toward the floor and press the knees back to your tolerance. Once you've got that chin lifted and those knees pressed back, start to bend the elbows toward your ankles. One day elbows sliding
outside the legs, maybe even past them. So chin up, elbows back. Think about the chin and the elbows going in opposite directions. Good. Feet together. Cross the thumbs. This is the relaxation pose. It's a breathing technique for this set of poses. You can bend knees if you need to, if that low back's uncomfortable. Cross the thumbs. Inhale, stretch up.
Exhale, ha, arms down to the sides. And shu, dive toward the feet. Stretch forward, inhale back up. 4 more, follow the sound. Hold the top. Get a breath here. Fill up those lungs. Now as you exhale, say ha, flexing the legs. And shu as you bring the hands up the torso. And as you punch downward and flex everything. Good. And shake it off. That's the series I'm currently using myself for that low back. One of my favorites, the wood series. Not just because I wrote it, because how it feels. So